El príncipe Juan Carlos dice en su discurso:
Quiero expresar en primer lugar que recibo de su excelencia al jefe del Estado y generalísimo Franco la legitimidad política surgida el 18 de julio de 1936. Mi general, desde que comencé mi aprendizaje de servicio a la patria, me he comprometido a hacer del cumplimiento del deber una exigencia imperativa de conciencia. A pesar de los grandes sacrificios que esta tarea pueda proporcionarme, estoy seguro que mi pulso no temblará para hacer cuanto fuere preciso en defensa de los principios y leyes que acabo de jurar.
Le général Franco est vraiment une figure décisive historiquement et politiquement pour l'Espagne. Il a su nous en sortir, résoudre notre crise de 1936. Après ça, il a joué politiquement pour nous en sortir de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Et à part ça, pendant ces derniers 30 ans, il a mis les bases pour un développement que dans nos jours, vous-même, vous pouvez constater.
Et pour vous personnellement, que représente le général Franco?
Pour moi, c'est un exemple vivant, jour à jour, par son dévouement patriotique en service de l'Espagne. Et à part ça, j'ai pour lui une très grande affection et admiration.
Del que solo se sabe una cosa, que será difícil.
Una figura excepcional entra en la historia. El nombre de Francisco Franco será ya un jalón del acontecer español y un hito al que será imposible dejar de referirse para entender la clave de nuestra vida política contemporánea. Con respeto y gratitud, quiero recordar la figura de quien durante tantos años asumió la pesada responsabilidad de conducir la gobernación del Estado.
Este es el párrafo más aplaudido de un discurso fundamentalmente moderado que no inquieta a los continuistas, pero sí...
Yo sé bien que los españoles comprenden mis sentimientos en estos momentos, pero el cumplimiento del deber está por encima de cualquier otra circunstancia. Esta norma me la enseñó mi padre desde niño y ha sido una constante de mi familia que ha querido servir a España con todas sus fuerzas.
Aunque ha sido elaborado con todas las cautelas que el momento político requiere, el discurso contiene de todos modos algunas alusiones tenues a los propósitos reformistas que abriga el rey. Por ejemplo, el anuncio de que se abre una etapa nueva, que va a estar basada en el consenso nacional, y la afirmación de que el rey lo va a ser de todos los españoles sin discriminación alguna.
Hoy comienza una nueva etapa de la historia de España. Esta etapa que hemos de recorrer juntos se inicia en la paz, el trabajo y la prosperidad, fruto del esfuerzo común y de la decidida voluntad colectiva. La monarquía será fiel guardián de esa herencia y procurará en todo momento mantener la más estrecha relación con el pueblo. La institución que personifico integra a todos los españoles y hoy, en esta hora tan trascendental, os convoco porque a todos nos incumbe por igual el deber de servir a España. Que todos entiendan con generosidad y altura de miras que nuestro futuro se basará en un efectivo consenso de concordia nacional. El rey quiere serlo de todos a un tiempo y de cada uno en su cultura, en su historia y en su tradición. Al dirigirme como rey desde estas cortes al pueblo español, pido a Dios ayuda para todos. Os prometo firmeza y prudencia. Confío en que todos sabremos cumplir la misión en la que estamos comprometidos. Si todos permanecemos unidos, habremos ganado el futuro. ¡Viva España!
It shows that Spain is able to compete with other countries, that Spain is modern, that all topics of that Spain saying mañana, mañana, it's not anymore there, that we are really precise, and we know how to organize, and we know how to deal with a problem like an Olympic Games or an Expo in Sevilla.
Me, who thinks of kings and queens living in grand palaces, this is It's a modest place for a king to live.
I don't think it's too modest.
But
I mean,
why
it's
didn't you?
quite big.
But it's not as big as the Grand Palace in Madrid, is it?
Well, no, much smaller.
So why didn't you go and live there?
Because it's very inconvenient. I mean, the distances are very, very long and very big, and at the same time you are too much in a big, really official house, and you don't have the sensation to have a private life.
So you built this for yourself?
No, those two wings were built in '73 because we didn't have enough space, and then we decided to build it more or less the same architecture. And even this part, you can see in some of the stones left, you can see some, like if some bullets.
Bullets?
Yes,
Yeah.
that went through in the wall. I mean, that one there, you can see there.
El rey Juan Carlos estaba aquí jugando al squash en la Zarzuela cuando le llegaron las primeras noticias del golpe de Estado.
And I saw the whole thing on television. And I started to ring up the military authorities because everybody else of the government was taken inside Congress. And they couldn't move, they couldn't go out, or they couldn't phone. And then as I'm the chief of the armed forces, then I started to give orders, and I started to receive news from the different military authorities and in the different provinces. And then I realized that it was something of a one-man show.
History, people who've written about the coup, have said that you could have fled. Did that go through your mind in that day, in that night, that you might have to flee, you might have to leave the country?
Never.
Ever?
Not a single split of a second.
Españoles, aunque sus elecciones no están siempre de acuerdo con las de su marido en algunos de los aspectos más controvertidos de la vida y la cultura española.
What about, dare I say, the bullfight? What if English people, British people, can't understand the Spanish attitude towards
You better
them?
not ask that, because we can quarrel there.
No problem. Yes, the British... Why?
I defend the national feast.
You defend
I
it?
accept she doesn't like it. Then we remain like that.
Yes, no problem.
But then, yes, why don't you like it? A lot of British people agree with your wife, you see, the Queen. They say, why do Spaniards do this to their
Because
boys?
I love animals, and so I...
Well, I could ask you about other things that also in your country. I think one has to respect traditions in each country. And I think with all honesty and respect to each country.
It's true,
What
though,
about
isn't
the
it?
fox?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's all
It's
the
also
time
cruel.
here, isn't it?
It's also very cruel.
Say Brussels turns to Spain and says, we do not want you to continue your bullfights.
And I accept the unity of Europe, I accept the economical unity, I accept all that because I believe in Europe. But what I don't believe is that they're going to take things that are really belonging to my country. There's the history of this, for example, they made this for the emperor to come by horseback up here, because he had gout and he couldn't walk.
Oh?
And then for him to do less movement, they made this road coming up, so that he could come on horseback. This was this special armchair that he had for his leg, for his gout. The actual restoration of the monastery was done on the 4th anniversary of his death. Then 1558, 1958. And then the state helped a lot. Because if not, it would have been impossible.
Was it in a very bad state?
Pero luego, muchas gracias, ¿eh? Luego, after I say. I think that he found this place because it's a very quiet place in a very quiet region, and he wanted to be away from the central part of the country, and at the same time he wanted to leave his son completely free to reign and to be in Madrid.
Pero en 1992, cuando abdicar es lo último que pensaría el monarca,
quisimos saber cómo su hijo, el príncipe Felipe, se prepara para la sucesión.
Well, I think the most important thing is what he can see on his father, what I'm doing, the example. And to him it's easier because he learned it from me. I had to do it on my own.
You're a king who pays taxes in this country like anyone else.
And how?
You're not going to tell me you're like every Spaniard who tries to avoid paying taxes.
Ah, well, I can't say it, but probably.
It's important, though, isn't it? Is it important for a king to pay taxes?
I think it is.
Why?
Not because you're king, but because you're Spaniard.
You could easily have got away with it, though. You could have said, no.
Yeah, but I would have suffered afterwards,
You
probably
would?
the consequences, yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
They would not like it.
Because the people, no, because then the people say, well, why does he have some special treatment? I already have special treatment because I'm king.
Solo recientemente el consumo de ciertas drogas se declaró ilegal. La reina Sofía se ha tomado un especial interés en el problema de la droga en su país. En su visita a Bolivia, ella probó la hoja de coca personalmente.
The leaf is like tea leaves when you drink tea, or coffee when you drink coffee, or, you know, it's one of those stimulants for the heights. But it's a different thing that when you take it to another country and you make it into a drug.
It is true. You believe that because you've seen both sides of it, obviously.
Because I took it myself. I took this tea at the heights, which helps you overcome the first moments of the altitude.
Is there any tiny solution to the problem of dealing with South America, which is the biggest provider of the drug, and Europe and Spain too, which are the biggest user of this? Is there any bridge that can bring together that gap?
I think what one has to do is to try and mentalize people that a drug in the positive sense is for sick people. It's for getting well and not for destroying people in the negative sense.
Why drugs, though? Why, out of all the things you could do? And I know you're interested in
it's a devastating topic for all families. I think it's absolutely terrible.
I think the main part of the Catalonians are Spaniards, and the main part of their idea is always thinking of Spain too. It's very clear that Spain is a whole unit, and that Catalonia is part of Spain, and we're very proud of Catalonia as we are of the rest of Spain.
But you obviously felt there was a doubt beforehand. There was a kind of a nervousness about whether it would happen.
Yes, one never knows beforehand what can happen. One always hopes for the best. But doubt, I don't think there's been any doubt.
They like that story because it's a nice story to talk about. But I find the most important thing is to find a person that is capable of facing the job that you have in the future and that is capable of leading the family into a good education.
Prince Andrew married a commoner. Princess Anne married a commoner. And so did Prince Charles, for that matter. Is Prince Felipe allowed to marry a commoner as well?
Yes. It depends on the king and on the Congress also.
They have a say. They have a say in who he marries.
If it's really a non-proper person, but when you can imagine there are very few persons that are not proper persons, I mean.
Bárbara Rey. Buenas noches, Bárbara, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Bárbara Rey, que casi de la noche a la mañana se convirtió en una de las mujeres más populares del país, haciendo ¿cuántas películas en los últimos 2 años, Bárbara?
Bueno, en los últimos... Buenas noches, ante todo.
En los últimos 2 años.
En los últimos 2 años, no te podría decir ahora mismo, pero yo creo que unas 15 o 16. Pero en realidad he hecho como 43.
De las 43, ¿cuántas buenas?
Y han sido mucho antes, o sea, desde hace 9 años.
¿Cuántas buenas de las 43?
Bueno, eso ya es más difícil, tendría que pensarlo y necesitaría tiempo.
¿Qué buscas en la vida, Bárbara?
Bueno, pues es muy difícil de contestar esto. Busco muchas cosas, pero no sé. Seguir trabajando sobre todo y amor.
¿Amor de amor?
Amor de amor, que es lo más bonito que hay. ¿Te parece poco?
Amor de un hombre.
¿De quién? ¿De un hombre?
Amor de un hombre, digo.
De un hombre y de muchas cosas. El amor solamente no es solamente puede ser de un hombre, del trabajo, de muchas cosas que hay en la vida muy bonitas.
Que te lo traigan los reyes este año, ese amor que estás buscando, Bárbara.
Vale.
Muchas gracias por estar esta noche aquí con